It's moments like these you think, what have I done?
I don't think I've ever seen a car this dirty.
At this point, I have no idea what we're going to do with it. Yep, I bought another Land Cruiser. Just like I said with Elsie when we bought that, it's moments like these you think, what have I done? As you can see, it's a 60 series 1982 HJ. So it's got the 2H in it, it's a 4-speed. She's very original, off a farm. It is beat up, as you can see. Look at this. Grill lights, body's a bit beat up. But I'll tell you what, she's all there. Let's have a look at the inside quickly. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's have a look in the front. Oh, look at this. But, yeah, check this out. Runs like a charm. Bought it yesterday for 3,000 bucks. Actually bought two of them for 6 grand. Went halves with a mate. I got this one. So 3,000 bucks. Runs, drives, drove it 350 kilometers home. So not quite Perth to Armidale like we did in Elsie, but yeah. At this point, I have no idea what we're going to do with it. In my head, I'd love to get it registered and just have fun with it. Have it as a bit of a bush rig. I kind of miss like the DIY elements of the channel. Like, you know, we haven't been able to do that so much of the new one because I wanted professionals to do it. I wanted people who knew what they were doing to do it. But yeah, I kind of miss doing that kind of stuff. And these old beaters like this, like you can do it and it doesn't really matter too much if, you know, something goes wrong or whatever. So I think we're just going to try and get it registered, do what we need to do that, and then just have a bit of fun with it. Anyway, let's strip out the interior and give it a hell of a clean. People I bought it off, I asked them, I was like, so does it have a name? And they said, yep, its name is Jeff. So meet Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
The strip out is going well. 8 bolts and half the interior is out. All right, a couple of things I've found in Jeff so far. Classic bullet. That's a big bullet. It's like 22-250 or something, I don't know. An iPhone 6, I think. And a unopened can of Canadian Club and Dry. Not bad so far. Just a little bit of dirt in it. This is probably the 4th one of the whole dustpan. Okay. Got the interior to this point. It's pretty good in here. There's no big rust holes or anything. She's just absolutely filthy. So I think I'm just going to take the bung holes out and get this bad boy gurney it out. Old Land Cruisers, they love it. So the cleanup of Jeff, the 60 series, has been continuing over the past week or so. It's just been a lot of washing, gurneying. So we probably left off last time I started gurneying out the inside. She's looking pretty good now. Well, I mean, as good as it can look. But yeah, there was so much dirt and mud in it. Starting to look better in there. I'm really happy with the inside. There's not too much wrong with the inside. All very easy little fixable things. That being said, had a heap of parts show up today, which is really exciting. Got things like receiver drive for the aircon. Brand new lights here. Oh yeah, look at that. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to start getting it all on. We've got new glow plugs, we've got a new window winder. Just stuff for rego mainly. I'm absolutely loving it. It's so much fun. And I really love like the ethos we've got with this car is it's not going to be perfect, and like it is what it is. And it's kind of like, it's got a lot of stories as it is, you know, like its panels are bent and scratched, and it's been a work car its whole life. And talking about that, pretty cool. It had all its original books in it. So here they are. Really cool. It's the same sort of vintage as Elsie. Elsie's behind me there, getting a bit fixed up. But reading all through it, I actually found what it was originally used for, because we thought it must be like a mine vehicle or something like that, a service vehicle of some sort. So it used to be a vehicle for a quarry near Wangaratta in Victoria. So yeah, there you go. It's still, the business is still open today, so I couldn't even get onto it and be like, hey, just bought your old 60 series, like, got any cool stories or anything for me? So I know, love finding out a bit of history about it. But another thing I bought was some new heater hoses and radiator hoses, because all the ones in it right now are just perished and absolutely cactus. So I'm just going to start going through and replacing everything today. I'm going to give the radiator a flush, glow plugs, yeah, and just get stuck into it. So
I don't know if Matt has mentioned yet, but yesterday he realised that this was initially owned by someone who owned a quarry. So I think that explains all of the dirt and the mud and the grit and the grime. I don't think I've ever seen a car this dirty. The fact that we have gurneyed this thing like 4 times now and there's still so much mud and dirt in it, it's absolutely baffling. So I'm going to go through now, continue to clean it. What we've been doing is gurney, let it dry, vacuum, gurney, let it dry, vacuum. I think now we're up to another vacuum, and then I will go back through and probably hand wash every bit and just hose it off this time. The gurney, to a point, is just throwing dirt everywhere rather than just getting rid of it. So yeah, keep doing that now.
Let's start. Man, everything takes me 10 times longer to do. I'm just figuring it out, and it's just getting even these radiator hoses replaced. It's taking me a while. All right, so here's some of the old hose, here's my new stuff. I'm just gonna take one off at a time, trim it to size, and put it back on. Pretty simple stuff. Whew. Man, these are so old and crusty, hey? They just got like, some of them there was just like chunks falling out of them. They're very old. Morning. Well, it's the next day in the 60 build. So yesterday made some progress and then had 3 steps back. So replaced all the radiator hoses, heater hoses, great, it all needs doing. But as I was replacing the radiator hose, the bottom end, into the radiator, I noticed very loose the pipe they're going into the radiator. And I was like, oh, I think that's cracked. Anyway, put a bit of water in it to have a look, and yeah, she was cracked. So I've done all the hoses, but I now need to take the whole radiator out, and I'm going to bring it to the oracle of all things that need welding and brazing. He's a channel favourite, Adrian. I'll take it up to Tumbarumba, and he said he can do it in 5 minutes, so that's good. We'll do that. Another thing ticked off the list. Yeah, getting through it. It's just sort of one of those things you fix something and you find something else that needs fixing, so you kind of don't feel like you're getting anywhere when in reality you really are. So yeah, I'm going to have to learn how to take out the radiator. I've never done it before in a car like this. This is going to be a little bit harder because I've got a condenser in the front for the aircon. That's alright. Might as well get started. That's the condenser almost out. There's the condenser out. That's better access now. Pretty funny how much stuff you got to take off before you can get to what you need. Hey, there it is. Look at that. Yeah. Let's go get it cleaned up. All right, we're in the car. Time to go to the Oracle, consult him, aka Adrian, and get him to do his wizardry on the repair.
2 hours later.
Okay, I'm back from consulting the Oracle, aka Adrian. We've left the radiator up there. He wanted to sort of take it out, clean it right up and do it properly. Bit of work there, so I just left it up there with him. I'm sure they'll come back better than probably when it left the factory. In the meantime, I've got stacks to do in this car. I've got a box of stuff that showed up. But here's one thing here. It's just a little universal window washer bottle. The one in here is all cracked. It's just one of those things for rego. I mean, you want it anyway. But yeah, so I'll just have a look, mess around, seeing how best to wire this up and get it in. And just keep getting through the small jobs. There's the old one. So it's not going to cut it. So we'll have a look at this little universal one. Man, I hope this is just plug and play, this new one. Just had a look at the plug. Should be plug and play, which is really good. This is from Repco, this kit. I think it was about 80 bucks. You can get cheaper ones, but this is just easy for me to get because I have Repco in town. But yeah, that's a little win. Alright, well, my new washer bottle's in. It took me way longer than you'd think. I had to fiddle around with the way the bracket was mounted and everything like that to make it fit and make the cable reach and everything. Then I had to change just all the piping and stuff, and then I had to unblock the actual window pieces themselves. So it's just funny. It's just one little simple thing that takes longer than you think. Oh, done. One less thing to do. So these are the old lights here, the rear. These are the new ones. They're not like great quality. They're not like nice old Japanese plastic, but they're brand new and they're not cracked. And it does come with everything. Unfortunately, the wires in the terminal are in different spots. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to like figure it out. But what I'm doing is just comparing it to the old one, getting the new one, just moving all the pins around in accordance to how the old one was. And it's worked for the left, so hopefully it'll work for the right.
Hello everyone. So I've been roped into helping with the 60. I've kind of just volunteered. So I'm cleaning the interior. I've just gone through and scrubbed the inside and hosed it out again. To be honest, it doesn't really look that different, but is what it is. I've got to clean the roof liner, and at the moment I'm just scrubbing the seats. So we're definitely going to have to get a seat cover for the front seats, because this one is a little bit broken. This is the other seat that's in the front. Don't know what it's from. Matt said it was pretty comfortable, but the back seat at the moment looks pretty good. So yeah, just scrubbing that down. I've done this side, haven't yet done this side, so you can kind of see the difference. So yeah, I'll keep cleaning.
Alright, things are happening with the 60. Lots of little things which are a bit boring to film, but Holly absolutely smashed the interior yesterday. She wiped everything down, cleaned it as best we could, and I've just been doing things like getting all the lights working, trying to clean up as much wiring as I can. I'm trying to figure out the glow system. I just got a new belt for the AC. Very nice to have air conditioning. Is the new belt, so I'll be chucking that on. Didn't have a belt on before, so I've just taken one of the drive belts off while the front end's all off. With the radiator, making it a bit easier. The radiator is back. The Oracle, Adrian, has fixed it. He was a bit doubtful for a second whether he could do it, but of course he persisted, and it's all better now. So we are winning. We're ticking things off the list. All the lights are working, which is good. Horn's not working. Can't really figure it out yet, but we'll figure it out. Yeah, so slowly getting through everything. Alright, so all the belts are back on, all tensioned up. Yeah, I'm learning so much doing this. I haven't really done belts like that before, so it's all sweet. It's such an easy car to work on. Yeah, so now I've got to put all the cooling system back together. I want to do one more heater hose and make that new. And then we can start, yeah, putting it all back together, radiator, coolant back in, we'll do a flush, then coolant, yeah, so it's all coming together. All right, everything's back in, radiator, shroud, got the condenser, battery sitting in, all the heater hoses have been replaced, they're new, AC belts on, so a lot of things ticked off the list there, so really happy with the result. So I'm just running this radiator flush through the system, I'm filling it up now, and that's full. Yep. All right, so now I'm going to start the car up, put it under a bit of load, make sure it gets hot, or at least heats up, and just inspect all my pipes and see if there's anything I've done wrong. Flow system isn't working, so bit of this. Well, it's a nice misty morning here in Tumut, very cool. So, what's on today for the 60? One thing, I've kind of been putting it off a little bit, just because it's probably a little bit more technical, is the brake master cylinder. I'm pretty sure this one's cooked and needs replacing. So I've got a new one, and I've just got to figure out how to do it. There's something, it's sort of bench bleeding you've got to do of the new one, so you've got to get fluid and all the air out of it before you put it in. So I'm going to watch some YouTube videos, see how it's done and see if it's possible for myself. I think it should be all right from what I've seen so far, and we'll give it a go. If you're curious about this process, it's called bench bleeding, and there are a couple of videos on YouTube about it. Alright, new master cylinder's in, we've bled the brakes. It's getting dark, but we just want to take the car for a quick drive, make sure they're working, and when I say quick drive, just up the street. We'll just have a little look, see if she works. Just come back from a little test drive, the brakes are working, and they're working really well, like, really good. We could lock it up and, yeah, way better than similar vintage vehicle behind me, Elsie, way better than that. So yeah, really happy with the progress. We're having some wins, and I got the blinker working again. Well, it wasn't working, but anyway, we're all good. Okay, this morning we are changing over the water pump. Well, Brad is so far. I haven't done much. We've been setting up the camera. Yeah, we just noticed it was leaky, and yeah, coolant was still coming out around the pulley of the water pump, so it's a bit loose and rattly as well, so it's a pretty sure sign the seal and the bearings and stuff on the water pump that's in it. So got this, 60 bucks online. Thought that was, I was pretty surprised at how cheap it was. And we'll change it over, and fingers crossed that fixes the problem. If it doesn't, I'll cry. So that movement there in the water pump just means the bearings cooked, and then the seal will be cooked as well, so your coolant just will be leaking out. As I said, it's a pretty simple process. When I thought, oh, water pump's going to be a pretty big job, but really it hasn't been so far, especially when you just got your mate doing it for you.
Straight into the radiator.
Oh yeah. Once the water pump housing was out, we were able to remove the water pump and clean the surfaces for the new gaskets. The old gaskets were pretty baked on and crusty, and a small wire wheel attachment for a drill made short work of it. It's pretty cool. You can see here once these parts are off, where obviously doesn't get too much sunshine in the engine. You can see the original sky blue that the 2H's were painted. Such a cool colour for an engine. I wish it was still like that. If we ever need to take it out and rebuild, I said we'll give it a fresh look at that sky blue paint. Looks so cool.
A few bit around that one.
Another day on the 60 and more parts have showed up in the mail. We've got the thermostat here, brand new with the gaskets for the thermostat housing. So we're going to throw all that back together now and start getting the 60 back together. And we should be all good to go. Almost ready for Rego. We're close. Okay, so it's all pretty much back together. All the thermostat housing in, water pump in, viscous fan, shroud, belts are back on. I haven't tensed them up, so it's pretty much just connecting all the heater hoses back up. Yeah, pretty happy with how it's gone. Managed to get it all back together, I think. But I wanted to show you this. Check this out. Bought it off eBay. Boom. Fresh bling for the 60. So this is genuine from Toyota. Yeah, can't beat genuine. And just those little finishing touches that just look so good. So keen to get that on when I'm nearly done. I'll leave it for the end. Bit of satisfaction. All right. You ready?
Yep.
Let's go. Water flick it on yet? Nah. Lights work today. Oh, hi, man. Alright. Perfect. That's our blinking? Yep. What's that? That's our blinking there. What's that here? This one here? No, that one. My lights that were working just fine are now just playing up. So anyway, we'll have to figure that out before Rego, but it's just like what changed in between when I had them on last time and they were working and now it's not. I was saying it happened to Elsie on Fraser Island. Everything's working one day and then you go to bed and you wake up in the morning and then nothing's working and you just stopped at camp. Like what's... Gotta love old cars. That's it for this episode. Join us for the next one as we keep working through the issues on Jeff the 60. And trust me, there are plenty more to come.